Okay, there we go. So we have a lot of things happening. Every day is changing. Every day something else happens, and we see little by little some of the things maybe we don't want to see or we don't want to know. And our practice is not about when we come into this state of, peace, and we're looking for that inner peace. It's not that we're trying to deny that things are existing. It's not that we're trying to suppress within ourselves our emotions and push them down and let them, like bottle up. It's that we can coexist with chaos. We coexist with chaos every single day. We just aren't aware of that chaos because we're busy in our own lives. And sometimes we are aware of that chaos. And so the question is, what is our internal state in that chaos? Can we still have a position, an internal position that is dedicated to coming back to a peaceful, calm state every single time, as often as possible, until that becomes normal? And that is what we are filled with all times, even as there are problems outside of us. So, or perceived problems. So let's just begin our practice with that knowledge that we aren't here to push away feelings and to, dismiss them, um, or things in our minds, but we are looking to go into ourselves and find something that already exists and always lives there, but that we often turn away from, that we often blind ourselves to. And so that is that centeredness, that peacefulness, that calm. So you can begin practice. Let's just say you're seated already. You can stay seated and just be with the breath, and just notice if it's erratic or if there is a pattern to the breath or if you've already shifted into a deeper breath. And let the sounds of the bowls help you relax areas in the body. And let's say you'll work your way from the uh, feet to the crown of the head. So each time you hear the bowl tapped, let a part of the body relax, and both sides of that. So you'll do both feet at the same time. You'll work your way up. So if you haven't made your way to the crown of the head and relaxing, then start to find your way there. Continue to relax all the way up. And let that sense of letting go from the feet to the hips, to the trunk, to the crown of the head, to the shoulders, to the fingertips. Let all of that letting go occur in all of those regions. And then we can start to shift into a deeper breath. We'll be coming into Ujjayi Pranayama. And so, first, we'll clear the breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Once again, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And this time, we'll come into that deeper breath. So, inhaling through the nose, open the mouth, fog it out through the mouth. Keep the mouth open, fog it inwardly. Close the mouth, exhale through the nostrils with the lips sealed, even on the inhalation. You can hear the sound, you can feel the texture in the throat. Continue like this for a few more deep breaths. And because you're home, you might be more comfortable experimenting here by as if you are snoring. So start to see about making that sound. So I'll do it with you and we can see what that's like together. So that's a very exaggerated way to do it. And we don't have to go there at all, right? But just so that we know that those throat muscles are being utilized. And take a few more of those breaths. And now we'll be shifting. So maintain this breath. Let's shift to another position. You can rise up, come into a table posture. And then let's come right into a child's pose. So we'll bring the knees apart, big toes together, hips down, lower the trunk, release. You're gonna lift the head, walk the arms over to the right, keep the left sitting bone down. Couple deep breaths. Walk over to the left. And then come to center. We're going to rise up to table posture, hands and knees. You know, from here, let's come to standing on the knees. And for a moment, let's have hands behind. So we're going to try something different. Let's separate the knees a little bit. Take the hands behind and clasp opposite elbows with the hands. Look upwards. And then as you exhale, fold into a child's posture. The forehead may not come down, but you'll bring the hips down to the heels and you'll lower the trunk down. And then on the inhale, begin to rise. Come back up to the knees. Look upwards. Exhale, hips down, lower the trunk. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. See if you can do this in two pieces. So the hips, the legs, and the trunk are going to come in different times. First the trunk now, inhaling and lifting the hips. Exhaling, lowering the hips and then lowering the trunk. Inhaling, trunk lifts, hips lift. Exhale, hips down, trunk lowers. A few more of these. Come to the knees, and we're going to meet here. Bring the knees closer together. Take the arms upwards. Pull the pelvis in, look upwards. Exhale, hands to the hips. Step the right foot forward. Roll over the back toes. Step the left foot forward. Now, when we come up to standing, we can hinge that trunk forward a little bit and then step the left foot up and then rise. And so here we are. We're standing nice and tall. You know, of all my years teaching yoga, I have never come to standing in that way. So it's funny how there's so many possibilities, but we tend to do the same things over and over. We all do that. So it's allowing ourselves to not do that. That helps us step out of the same old routine, the same old habitual things that we do. So here we are, standing tall. Let's take the arms upwards, and then exhale. Bring palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Next inhale, take the arms upwards again. Find a side bend on the exhale. You could take right fingers to left wrist, pull the arm up and over. On the inhale, center. On the exhale, touch the right wrist, pull the arm up and over to the left. Inhale, come to center, look upwards. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips, and then we're going to step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bring the right knee down. Bring the left knee, so top of the right foot comes to the mat. Bring the left knee down next to the right. And then from here, inhale, lift the heart. On the exhale, find your child's posture. On the inhale, rise back up. You can keep hands to hips. On the exhale, step the right foot forward, roll over the back toes, lift the knee, send the trunk slightly forward, and then pick up the left foot, bring it next to the right. Right from here, step the right foot to the back of the mat, and then we'll set the knee down, top of the foot to the mat, bring the left knee next to the right. Inhale, look up. Exhale, child's posture. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right foot forward. Roll over the back toes, lift the knee. Step up. Step the right foot back. Bring the knee down, and then bring the left knee down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold child's posture. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Roll over the back toes. Step forward. And then inhale, we can look up. Exhale, step the right foot back. So it was a little bit of a different way. And then we'll go ahead and inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the knee down. So we're going to just evolve this. Inhale, look up. Exhale, child's posture. Let's see what we can create out of this. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Roll over the back toes. Step up into a standing posture, Tadasana mountain pose. Now let's be here for a moment. Engage the thighs, pull the pelvis and look up. Come to neutral spine. Next inhale, reach the arms upwards. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center, look up. Exhale, hands to the hips. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Bring the knee down. Let's look up. And then step the left foot back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right foot forward. Now let's linger a little longer. Heel toe that right foot further forward. And let that left knee be behind the hip at this time. And right from here, scooch the foot a little bit closer to you as it was before. Roll over the back toes. Step up to standing, and then inhale, rise. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Let's linger here. Right knee comes down, and then heel toe the left foot forward, looking upwards. The variation of crescent moon might have hands to hips. If you feel like taking arms up, you can, of course. You can begin to bring that left foot closer and then take the left knee down. Let's rest in child's posture for a moment. So we're going to be still for a few breaths. Take a clearing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And then inhale, rise up. So we're going to come to table posture and then into downward facing dog. And so we did go over, I know we have at least one person here that has elbow issues. We went over some modifications, but be creative. You might see that something that I brought up is helpful. You might see and feel and experience that there's another way to modify. But here we are in downward facing dog otherwise. And we can shake the head out, maybe pedal the heels. Check in with your hands, look forward, make sure the knuckles, the fingers, the fingertips, the palms are all pressed into the mat. And then from here, we're going to inhale the right leg up towards the sky. So then we'll step the right foot between the hands and bring the left heel down. And now we're going to rise up to warrior A. So the trunk rises first. We feel the legs settle in, strong, active, but not tightening up in unnecessary ways, just holding us up in the way that will benefit us in this posture. Take the arms upwards, and that is calm and yet active. Take the arms up and just experiment with the arms for a moment. So maybe the arms separate, maybe you hold a wrist and switch, maybe palms together. Tighter shoulders will have the arms eventually further apart. Another deep breath. We're pulling the pelvis in here, so we want to maintain a long spine and not overextend the spine in certain parts, which can create problems. So that's why we pull the pelvis in when the legs are in specific positions. Exhale, bring the hands down, and then come to a plank posture. So we'll take a vinyasa today, but if you're not taking a vinyasa, you will find another thing that feels right to you. Maybe it was something that we started earlier today. So if you're going to find a vinyasa, you can either have knees down or the feet down, but you want the heart over the hands. On the exhale, bend the elbows. Pelvis is pulling in, tops of the feet to the mat, the hips down for cobra or the hips up for upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. And so today is Tuesday. I noticed the way that the practices work, the way that it works for me and the way that I've been doing it and continue. Weekends are more restorative, and then we kind of crescendo in the week. So we start to pick up the pace a little bit in terms of more downward facing dog, weight bearing, things like that as the week continues. So from here, downward facing dog, inhale the left leg upwards, and then we'll exhale the left foot between the hands. Right heel presses down, situate the legs, and then rise. Take the arms up and explore. Pull the pelvis in, again, making sure that, so it's like the bottom isn't sticking out and the heart isn't sticking out. And we have this big crescent-like shape. This one is not for crescent shape. So pull the pelvis in. You can take hands to the sacrum if that helps to press it down. The left hip is going back, the right hip is going forward. Experiment with the arms, and we'll take a few more deep breaths. Next exhale, hands come down. So maybe you take a vinyasa, maybe you don't and you skip it. But from our downward facing dog, we're going to come to table posture, hands and knees. And then we're going to come down to the forearms. And then we're going to open the knees wide and come right into a frog posture. So we have the feet out, lined up with the knees. And the forehead comes down, maybe to the hands, maybe to the mat. About 3 deep breaths. Now, we'll be here just a little longer. And before we are, push the knees down into the floor and then relax. And once again, push the knees down, feel those muscles become active, and then relax those muscles. Once again, push in, you feel the inner thighs engage, and then relax. And then be here for 3 deep breaths. We're going to start to rise, bring the knees closer together, and then we're going to switch to seated. So cross the ankles and find a seat. Once you find a seat, plant the feet down and bring the hands around the knees. Okay, and then let's round the back for a moment. Just see what that feels like. Rounding the back, you can kind of lower the head, round the shoulders. Let's be here for 3 more deep breaths. Really commit to the breaths. Really commit so that that inhale is so complete, you simply can't take in any more air. And the exhale is so complete, there's no more air to press out. Now we'll start to straighten up the back. Might walk the feet in a little bit more so that you can start to tilt like you're in a reclining chair. So rather than rounding the back and collapsing, you're going to start to recline the trunk back so it stays in that straight line. It's just tilted. Oops. My microphone thingy fell, so give me a second here. Just be with this for a moment. We're going to go into a boat pose. So rather than you holding a boat pose while I fix a microphone, I figured it's probably better for you to be in this. And then you can go ahead and walk the hands to come back to where you were before. Walk the feet so they're a little closer toward the front of the mat. And now we'll go ahead and do that again. So walk the feet back and recline. And then this time, pick up a leg. Now, your hands might be forward, the arms extended. If they are, be mindful that you're not taking the arms like far out of the sockets. You want to bring the shoulders back into the sockets. And then go ahead You have a leg lifted, go ahead and switch legs. And then go ahead and walk the feet, excuse me, towards the front of the mat. Let's go ahead and collapse now, bringing the head closer to the knees. And then we'll straighten up again. Walk the feet back. This time, maybe both of the feet are going to lift. You could keep the legs bent. If you can straighten them, you might notice the body shaking. You might be able to be here without shaking. Just see where you are. Take a couple more deep breaths. Keep drawing the knees in towards the chest. And then exhale, lower the feet. But then we're going to sit up with the ankles crossed and fold over the legs. So go ahead and release, fold over the legs, and let the head go here. If you have a block, this is a good spot to use a block. And lowering. If you have any knee issues, by the way, when you're seated this way, I know some people who take a block to underneath each knee, and it kind of helps support the knee, the hip, and there's a little bit less strain there. So, always feel free to experiment. You find so many things when you experiment. Some helpful, some not helpful, and we learn. This is all a learning activity. Couple deep breaths. Inhale, start to rise up. Let's find a side bend to the right. So bring the right hand down, take the left arm up and over. Keep setting the left sitting bone down. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, rise. And take the feet to the mat again. We're going to create something out of this. So feet to the mat. Walk the feet back. Lift the feet for 2 deep breaths. Come into boat pose again. Nawasana or Navasana, depends on the dialect. And then cross your ankles right in the air and set the feet down. Now, if you cross the same way that you did before, pick the feet back up and get out of that habit. Cross in the opposite order. Set the feet down. Exhale, fold. First time we'll be here, it'll be for a few deep breaths, just as we were before on the other side. And as we're here, we have about a handful of people in this room together today. Let's think of each other, even though we don't know each other's faces. We, most of us, yeah, I don't know that many of you know each other, right? So just like sit with each other for a moment and feel that we're connected to each other simply because we're in this practice together and we're in the same posture together, even though some might have a variation. But let's just feel that for a good 3 breaths, just being with each other. And we'll inhale, start to walk the hands to rise. We'll find a side bend. So this time we're going to start by bending to the left. So bring the left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, come to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, come to center. Now, this time we'll bring the feet down. So lean back, bring the feet down, and come all the way down to the back. Once you're on the back, walk the feet in towards the bottom. Walk the shoulders back towards each other. We're going to come into bridge posture, Setu Bandhasana. Lift the hips upwards. Walk the shoulders further back. Maybe you're going to take fingers and interlace the fingers under the hips with the arms straight. You want to lift the hips as high as you possibly can. Tight shoulders, you can push down into the elbows with the forearms vertical, just like this. You can also bring hands to the sacrum and get a little bit more height. But keep pressing the hips up, make this active. And then let's exhale, lower down. Bring the knees in, rock right up. Plant the feet, and then lean back. Inhale, lift the hips up. The legs up. Come into boat posture as we were before. And then cross the ankles in the preferred way, in the habitual way, and set them down. On the exhale, fold forward. Take a nice clearing breath here. On the inhale, rise. On the exhale, plant the right hand, take the left arm up and over. On the inhale, come to center. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, come to center. Plant the feet, take the trunk back, lift the legs once again, find a boat pose for 2 breaths. And now you're going to cross the ankles in the unpreferred way or the less habitual way, and then set the feet down, start to fold. Inhale, begin to rise. On the exhale, bend to the left first, left palm down. Inhale the right arm up and over. Next inhale, come up to center. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhale, come to center. And then let's go ahead and bring the feet to the mat, roll all the way down to the back, walk the feet in towards the bottom, walk the shoulders back towards each other, come back up into bridge posture, Setu Bandhasana. Take 3 deep breaths. Make sure chin doesn't go into the chest, otherwise the neck is too straight in this posture. And I have just a slight gap between the neck and the mat. And then we'll exhale, lower down. Bring the knees into the chest, rock up, plant the feet, walk the feet back. Come back into a boat pose, just 1 breath this time. So inhale, lift, and then take a nice exhale with the legs lifted. Cross the ankles, set them down. This is the typical way that you cross your ankles, the habitual way. We fold, take a clearing breath this time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. This time, inhale, lift up halfway and walk towards the right thigh. So you're a little closer to that right leg, the trunk is. Take a deep breath here. And then walk over to the left. Nice deep breath here. Come back to center. And then inhale, rise. Find our side bends. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhaling center. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhaling center. We'll go ahead and find a boat pose again. Now, a different way you might get there is you might just start to pick up the knees, and then with the feet lifted, bring them next to each other. Lift the legs, take another deep breath. Cross the ankles in the less habitual way, set the feet down, and then we'll fold. Begin to rise, find a side bend to the left. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, rise. Exhale, other side. Inhale, rise. Lean back, Plant the feet, roll down to the back, walk the feet in, walk the shoulders back towards each other, lift the hips, find a bridge posture once again. And then exhale, release, lower down. Now this time we're going to stay here. So we're going to bring the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg. Take this right leg and move it side to side. Now if extending the left leg lifts the back really high up, then you can just keep the left foot planted. Okay, so taking this leg in circles. Now we're going to take this left arm out to the left and bring the palm down, kind of ground the arm, and then take the right hand to the inside of the right knee and press that leg to the right. Now for a moment you have this right foot just hanging loose. Go ahead and circle the right foot. And just to keep it interesting, pick up your left arm a bit and circle the left wrist. Rotate the other way. Now you can bring that hand down and then maybe flex the foot or relax it. Keep pressing down into that inner right leg. And then bring the knee to center. Take this leg upwards. You can bring the hands behind the leg. So what we'll do here is we'll find movement to help open up the back of the right leg. On the inhale, let's first hold the back of the right leg, the thigh, and interlace the fingers. On the inhale, bend the knee and flex the foot. So we bend the knee deeply and the foot lowers down. Point the foot on the exhale, straighten the leg. Pull the belly in. Inhale, bend, flex the foot, bend the knee. Exhale, point the foot, feel the shin extend, and then extend the leg upwards. Belly pulls in. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, point and straighten. Let's take a few more of these. Now we'll take this leg up one more time and then flex the foot and walk the hands further up the leg, maybe towards the calf. So up the leg, that's relative, right? Because now this leg is higher than the trunk. So up the leg means now closer to the foot. See, maybe you can grasp the big toe with the peace fingers with the leg straight. If not, bend the leg and still do that, and you'll feel a nice deep stretch in the back of the leg. It can be deeply bent or slightly bent or still straight with the hands holding this leg. Even if your leg is far away, still pull it in. Even if it's bent, still pull it in. Now, if we take another deep breath, before we take this other side, I want to test the leg. And one more thing before we go that way. So we're going to add to this. Bend the knee, bring the hands to the knees. Take the right arm out to the right and guide the right knee to the left, coming into a spinal twist, a single-legged twist this time. And once you have this knee over to the left, see if you can straighten the leg. Now, if you have that leg straight, see if you can hold the foot with the left hand. And then turn the head to the right. Keep the right shoulder blade down. Okay. Another deep breath. Even if you just have that knee down and you're pressing it, feeling the spine rotate. Leg does not have to extend. There's so many ways to benefit from all of this. We're going to bring the knee back to center. And now we're going to compare the legs by coming into a happy baby. So bring both of the knees in. And as your knees are in, notice the right side of the spine, the left side of the spine. Notice the right hip, the left hip, right leg, left leg. Then you can take the feet upwards and hold the feet with the hands. Maybe grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. And it's a visible difference. You could see it even in the camera. You could see your own legs, that your right leg is taller than your left leg. The reason is because we've opened up those muscles so they can extend further than the left. And so now we're going to balance out and bring the knees in. Extend the right leg, keep the hands to the left knee, and guide this knee in circles to start. Or side to side. And then we'll be taking this leg to the left, but first take the right arm out to the right, ground that arm, and then press into that inner leg, inner left leg, just pressing down. Feel this body as relaxed, and this body relaxed means it is more effective and efficient. The circulation flows more freely. As we work with the body, that circulation improves. As we work with the breath as well, that is such a part of it. Bring the knee to center and then take that leg upwards. And first, we're holding the back of the leg, interlacing the fingers. Now, actually, before we had our right arm, we had some movement, right? When we were here, we had this movement with the ankle and the wrist. So just do that depending. You might go back to where we were before, or you might take that left leg upwards and do it. But just to even out, make sure that both that left foot and the right hand get rotated. And then we'll meet with the hands behind the thigh, and we'll be working again with bending and straightening. So flex the foot and inhale, bend the knee deeply. Exhale, point the foot and straighten the leg. Inhaling, bending, flexing. Exhale, pointing and straightening, and continue like this, being with all the discomfort of the physical body. And just observing the discomfort, not running away from it, just observing and witnessing, being with it without being it. We'll be taking a few more. So then we'll be lifting that leg and flexing the foot, maybe walking the hands further up towards the foot, being with the discomfort here. You might pick up the head. Might hold the foot or hold the big toe. Again, you can have the bend in the knee if needed. And bend this leg. Left arm out to the left. Guide the knee. Left knee over to the right. Keep the left shoulder blade grounded as best as you can. Maybe you stay here in this single-legged spinal twist. Maybe you extend that leg and hold the foot with the right hand. We'll bend the leg, bring it back to center. Bring both of the knees in. Take both of the legs upwards. Come back into happy baby. See that the legs are much more even now. Knees bent, straightening the legs. That's how we can test them, is just trying to straighten and see where they go. And then we'll bend the knees and release the legs. So this time today, if it feels right, let's rest in Shavasana with the soles of the feet together. The right hand to the belly, the left hand to the heart. Walk the shoulders back. Now go ahead and tense up the face, the eyes, clench the jaw, maybe pucker the lips. And then on the exhale, release out through the mouth and let everything go. All physical tension, mental tension, just dissolving. And we'll do this again. Deep breath in. Exhale, let go. Inhale. And release. Resting completely. still resting. Just notice the state that you're in and see if these sounds, if you can let the body melt into these sounds. And if you feel that the mind can also let go a little bit more, see if the mind can let go into these sounds. Allow yourself to begin to deepen the breath at this time. To move the hands and the feet. To wake up anew, fresh, calm, relaxed, a vessel for peace, so that you're not the only person affected by this state that you're in. Those that you work with, that you deal with in your home, and people, to pets, to plants, will feel the effect of this internal peace that you cultivate in your practice. So when you're ready, rise up, find a tall seat. Before we seal the practice, just take some circles with the head. You can take the head in the other direction. And shake the head out. Lift the heart. Lift the head. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Take a moment to wish for peace, to think of others that they may find peace amidst our challenges. May all beings be free of suffering and at peace. And we'll seal that with a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. One sound of Om, deep breath in. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste. Thank you for being here, for spending this time with me. I hope you can take whatever you gain from your practice um, into your day, and again, allow it to um, emanate from you to help others as well. So I will be sticking around and just playing with the bowls, and you could feel free to keep this on and let the sounds be there if you're going to relax or if you're going to go back to work. And remember to um, say hello in whatever way, email or whatever way. Okay, thank you. Namaste.